Welcome back everyone to Crusader Kings 2 with the CK2 Plus mod and my Karling Restoration series. We started off as a 1-county countess and we've already risen to the rank of a 2-county duchess. So yeah, we more than doubled our power, which is quite significant. And at the end of the last episode, I actually left off with a favor to the king. I ended the episode a little bit earlier because I had to think about what I do, and I think I've come to a conclusion. So I used my safe editing skills to drive the story forward a little bit, but I think it is within the boundaries of realism, if that makes sense. It is realistic what I have proposed. So basically, I'm going to use my favor on my brother-in-law, the King of France, to get a marriage for my good friend Isabella de Foix. Now she's obviously the daughter of a lord. She has a claim on the county of de Foix, and I could not marry her matrilineally, but I still want her house to continue. So I asked my brother-in-law if he could, maybe arrange a marriage. So here's what I did. I've looked through his courtiers, and I found this man, Edward. He was a lowborn, and basically what I said now is, this man, he's very perceptive, he's smart on his own. He wants to marry, right? And so he would be a suitable match for Isabella, but we have two problems. First of all, he's lowborn, and she's a noblewoman, so, they shouldn't really marry. But the king has now raised Edward to nobility, but under the condition that he takes the name of his wife. So he's officially a nobleman now, but he's technically of the de Foix family, even though he's not actually technically descendant from House de Foix, but he has taken his wife's name. So basically it's going to be a regular marriage, but the children will still have the de Foix name. I think this is the best constellation that I can go for here, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll arrange this marriage here. This should simply be accepted. In fact, that is actually not what I wanted, not a betrothal. I want a real marriage. So they will accept this, but it will still be the same dynasty. I think this is just the best thing I can do. So we'll go for this, and then I still need to do something so that I get rid of this favor, because technically I just spent my favor on this, but obviously this is not a game mechanic. And so I think what I will do is I will simply request for the youngest, actually maybe for the daughter, Princess Constance, to be educated by me at my court. I think this is the best thing we can do. That won't really harm anyone. It won't really, give us any bonuses. He's currently considering another offer, so we'll have to wait for that. I think this is the best way we can do this. I think that's worth 250 gold. I think that is well worth it. So we'll wait for this. It has been accepted. The only problem is that... they're now not at my court. Can I invite them to court? That would actually be good. I didn't think about that. Well, I will use console commands to bring them to my court. But for now, let's quickly make sure that we actually get our favor out of the way. So yes, he wouldn't accept, but he will accept if I use my favor. Perfect. So this doesn't hurt anyone, and we'll quickly wait for this to be accepted. And ooh, look at this. We have lost this man. He died of an infected wound. Oh, he was actually wounded by some angry peasants when he was trying to, collect taxes, I suppose. But yeah, now we've got his son, who doesn't like us at all. But you know what? Oh, this is interesting. He does not have an heir at the moment. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I do need a new steward, though. So I think I'm going to put Clotaire in there again. He did it before. Yeah, fine. We'll have him once again as steward. Very good. I guess he did a good job. Okay, now, I will quickly cut away. I'll get Isabella back into my court, and then we'll continue the game. So Isabella is back in our court alongside her husband, Edward, and she is once again our designated regent in High Alma. So finally this is done. Hopefully we can now move on without too many edits. But I think this was realistic. A realistic request. Okay, now we've received a letter from my fellow member of the Benedictine Order, Arnault. He's also my courier. Interesting. Right. Dear sister Adele, will you, as the Christian scholar you are, please offer me some advice on my poetry? or the attempt of it. Reading through the attached documents, there are multiple verses, all in honor of God. I am missing the more comforting aspects of faith. Okay, while I am missing... Oh, I am missing the more... Okay, while I enjoy the metaphors, they seem a little forced. Writing is frivolous. Can't be bothered with this. I can't really say. I mean, I guess we'll go for this. They seem a little forced, the metaphors. Yeah, let's just go for this. Let's see what happens, what he says. He's probably not going to be too happy about it. But you know what? He's going to have to deal with it. We're quite frank, so that's okay. Now, my husband has not been able to keep any drink or food down. Ooh, yeah, let's call for a court physician. He has some food poisoning. And wow, he's been mystically altered. He's now one-handed, which is certainly not good. Huh, and how is he all of a sudden my rival? Why are we rivaled? When did that happen? Is that because of my court physician who tried to kill him? Okay, I don't even know why that happened. Plot to take revenge. Duchess Adele will see Duke Hughes dead for what they have done. I don't know what he did. What happened? Okay, that's a bit interesting, but here's the thing. Like, somehow we are now rivals. So, in that case, I think here's what happened. He's sick, and he blames me for trying to murder him, which I certainly didn't do. And now he is my rival. It was my court physician who did this. Oh, that's my, well, sort of my friend, isn't it? I invited him to court, so I see why. So my husband is sick. I send him the court physician that I have actually, well, called to my court, and who's also with me in a Benedictine order. So yeah, I see how you could think that I'm trying to kill him, but you know what? Are we going to take revenge? I don't think I'm going to take revenge, necessarily. I don't think I want to kill my husband. After all, he is the brother to the king, so... And the king has been very nice to us, so I don't see us doing that, necessarily. I was beginning to think that Arnault took offense to my comments, but today I received a new draft of his work. I'm surprised to find that his words really speak to me. Scribbled in the margin, I can just make out, I implore you, sister, bear with me. It is not finished. Nonsense, this is brilliant work, and the world needs to see it. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make this public. I'm going to lose money for that, so I will not make it public. Yeah, certainly not. Okay, we're soon out of debt, which is good, and we're making a lot more money. Very good. I'm flattered what you think could benefit from my work. Thank you for your support, sister, he continues, before assuring me of the finishing touches he intends to see to before the final version of the manuscript will enter the library. Very good. So we're building a friendship. So I have more and more the feeling that, you know, he thinks we want to get rid of our husband, and so he poisoned him. Or perhaps it's all a master scheme of our spymaster, who's also rival to him. He's actually also rival to his wife for some reason, which is actually kind of interesting. Gilbert, are you also rivaled? You don't have any rivals. What about Isabella? Do you have any rivals? No, you only have friends. The peasants of Vermandoy are quite far apart and spread out. Your spymaster suggests investing in a provincial messenger system communicate with each other. So we'll lose money, but prosperity increases. No, my money is... I think we'll spend our money on something else. And the tradition faction is now angry. Let me quickly check this out. So that would be this man. What does he want again? Let me quickly see. Poor relations with members, high temple taxes, high decadence for Muslims. I think this is just because he doesn't like us. I think that's the whole reason, which is fine. And there he goes. We are free of our husband, and I didn't do anything. He died after a disagreement with Emile. So we can wash our hands in innocence, really. Now, the problem I have is that I could abdicate, obviously, I'm not going to do that, but I don't actually have the possibility to marry matrilineally. So the only thing we can do is, is use the seduction focus, and I think that's what we will do. But we will take some time. There's a great jihad, interesting, against Sultan Alil the Liberator, who for some reason is considered... Wait, Sultan Alil the Liberator. The Sultan of Syria. This man is Orthodox, interestingly enough. This might be some secret factions at work there, but that's actually kind of interesting. So a jihad has been called. Yep, that's none of my concerns. My concern is to maybe mourn for a year for the loss of my husband, and then we'll find a new one. Now, he was my rival, but I think I'm glad, but I'm sure it will get boring without him. Me and a duke become bitter rivals. I think I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna take his skull. The enemy of my enemy is a friend. Maybe I'm gonna become friends with my spymaster now. Yeah, you know what? I will. I think that makes sense. He was somehow removed. I think here's the thing. Roubaud always whispered into our ears that our husband, he didn't like us, and so on and so forth. So I feel like that, yeah, we're now convinced. Now that our husband was treating us like shit, we're now convinced that he was truly an evil man, and he was punished by the gods, or by God, and now has been killed. So we'll still, out of respect to his brother, the King of France, we'll take some time to mourn, and then we will probably change our focus to seduction, and we'll try and get some bastards going. All right. Anyways, a son was born to Roubaud. Okay, very good. Now, I think what you definitely want to get the thrift education. I think that fits your character the most. Very good. I hope you enjoy that. And you're still rival to your wife. I don't know how that is possible, but there you are. How's Isabella doing, by the way? Have you married yet? I mean, you have married, obviously, but have you gotten pregnant? Probably not. And okay, Thomas. Now, he doesn't really like me, so we're gonna obligate him. We'll see if that works. Yes, so he's no longer in any factions. That is good, so we don't really have to worry about him. Awesome, so we are a duchess, we have 2 counties, we are improving relations with the King of France, and we are free of a husband. So we just need 1 bastard son, and the Karlings will rise again. In fact, there's still 3 members left, my brother's daughter, and then Adele, I think, is still around as well, but she's now too old to bear children, so it's really up to me, and I guess my niece. But we'll see how that goes. And very nice, the craftsmen that we funded a few years ago have returned to tell of their success. Very good, so we get extra city tax and 100 gold. Awesome, very nice, even more good news. And one thing that I also just noticed is that the trade routes have been improved in this mod. So instead of just having the Silk Road, there's basically trade routes everywhere. And we actually happen to have 1 county on one of these trade routes. So I wonder if we can go ahead and build a trade post here as well. Yes, we can. I think that's something we would definitely invest in. We already have an artisan workshop here, French trade. And a major trade route. Very good. And here we have a carpenter's guild. I might want to use that to improve the fortifications. I don't see why not. Anything else? Maybe something that would give us more money. Wouldn't be too bad. Castle study. No, I think we'll go for this. Upgrade the castle holdings. That seems like a good idea. And we shall move on. Awesome. Things are looking really good. And we even gained stewardship now. We still want to amass wealth. I mean, if we ever get the trade route event, this might be enough to get this mission done. We'll have to see. A prominent subject has petitioned for me for justice. Jackin again. I think I'll trust Jackin, to be honest. Apparently, I'm arbitrary. I was arbitrary before, so this is nothing important. And we're apparently a preserver of poetry. That's very nice. And we have an efficient domain. Cool. Now, there is just so many sinners at court. I am just too honest a person to keep quiet when I see someone with a vice. That would be Edward. Keep quiet. No, I will tell him. I will tell him about it. He will have to be upset. That's just the way it is. But yeah, we're actually making some decent amount of money. In a few months, we should have, if we don't spend it on anything, we should actually have enough money to fulfill this ambition of ours. You know what? Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have built these castle fortifications. And we will make this man disappear for sure. Hopefully he will be killed, yes. And no trace leading back to me. Very good. Yeah, who was it? The Count of de Normandy, he tried to fabricate a claim on the titles. Okay, well, once again, this investment. Now, last time it worked well. Don't we already have an artisan? Oh, we don't have it here. I build one in Vexin, right? Artisan workshop. Fine, we'll invest it again. I mean, last time it worked well, so it doesn't make sense, you know, not to try it again. Okay, there is no man better at increasing the church's opinion than our court chaplain, Humbert. Talk to the church. Teach me to be a pious woman. I think we need the piety. Yeah, I think that's temple vassal opinion. I kind of like the piety, to be honest. So yeah, we'll go for the piety. Thank you very much. Well, the opinion wouldn't be bad either. So yeah, we've spent a year now in mourning. I could marry someone, maybe someone who is troubles with highwaymen and wild beasts, outposts along the roads. Subjects are feeling protected. You know what? Fine, protect them, because trade needs to be protected. So I feel like, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, okay, let's have outposts. That should be fine. Well, once again, in debt. But I was looking for a person I could marry. Someone who's maybe really old. Who is not really kicking anymore. Anyone we could go for? This man is dishonorable. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do without a husband for now. That seems fine. But yeah, I really like how things are going. I'm actually heir to the county of my vassal's lands. So if he dies without an heir, we would have even more lands. Okay, one child lacks in education. That's actually my own daughter. Playful. I'll give it the diplomatic education. Who else have we got? I have, obviously, Constance, the king's daughter. And then what about Matilda, Beatrice, and Elizabeth? Okay, you all have education. Very, very nice. Now, I think on this note, I will probably end... Oh, no, I don't think I need to necessarily end the episode. I was just hoping that maybe we could get a little bit more money. And, ooh, I found a scented letter lying on my pillow. Jean is quite smitten with me. Now, he's a low-born man. But, you know what? I think I'm actually going to encourage this. You know what? I will, because we need an heir of our house, and a son would be good. And this guy, you know, at least he is... I mean, he's 2 years younger than we are. Yeah, and he's not bold. So, you know what? I'll encourage that. We'll see how that goes. Perhaps this will result in a child. Ooh, at a festive outing in the wild, I found myself alone with Jean by a stream, all my friends and servants seemingly having deserted me. Hours must have passed while I laughed and talked with the captivating Jean. Suddenly, he leans in and whispers softly in my ear. You know what? Yeah, we cannot resist. I want them. I will follow him into the warm water, and we'll see how that goes. And one thing we might even be able to do is leave the society. I mean, this is actually reducing our piety, our fertility quite a bit, which is not good. So, maybe I should leave. I don't know. Are we in love? We are lovers now. I see. Can I take him on? I can invite him to court, at least. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's invite him to court. So there he is. And he's lowborn, which I think is fine. I mean, he likes us quite a bit. A lustful man. We shall see. And Jacques. This is the third time people are complaining. You know what? I lose money for this? Jacques loses money, I hope. He will be imprisoned. I think, you know what? He's a great general. But this is kind of annoying me. So you know what? He will be imprisoned. After 3 times, it seems a bit much. So we need a new marshal, unfortunately. I think I will pick maybe Bertrand. Yeah, that's fine. Let's appoint him. That's fine. And then I'll have him train the troops in our capital. That is okay too. And we need a new commander. We need a master of hunt. And maybe I'm gonna pick you. I'll appoint you as master of hunt. Very good. We also need a champion. I will make you my champion. Yep. And then as seneschal, I'll probably have my vassal as seneschal. There you go. And as for commander, anyone in particular? Edward, yeah, you will be you will be a commander as well. Awesome. So yeah, hopefully the, well, our affair with Jean will result in a child. That would be quite awesome. But for now, we have another event about our ward. She's growing older. I can see that Constant could use some guidance in one of my experienced areas, stewardship. This is my chance to make an effort for the sake of her education, but what can I offer? Treat all as equals, make her just. Don't think I will do that. Self-restraint, life of moderation, gains a trait temperate, or she must learn on her own. I mean, I'm neither temperate nor just, so I think I won't do any of that. I encountered Arnault many times while carrying out my duties, and it is always a pleasant occasion. We can talk for hours if the time allows, because he never bores me. While discussions are often lengthy, we always seem to agree on the matters which are most important. This is friendship. I think so. You know, we've had so many interactions with him. I think we could become friends, so that only makes sense. Bringing the true faith and salvation to others is amongst the holiest of duties. Therefore, we ask you to construct a new church in your lands, so your subjects may have somewhere to say prayers and worship. You know what? If I'm not mistaken, that costs 640 gold. I'm sorry, I will have to decline. Yeah, I'm not that pious. I'm basically just with the Benedictines. And in fact, you know what? I mean, I'm here with my friend is in this. So maybe we're going to stay in it. We'll stay in it, but I'm not going to pay that much money for a church. That's not going to happen. Regardless, I feel like we finally reached a point where we can actually end this episode. I think this was really, really good. Hopefully, with our lover John, we'll have a son that we can legitimize. That would be exceptional, because then our line will be secure. But until that happens, we'll have to see what happens. And I hope no illness will strike us. Anyways, that will be the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.